My close personal friend, Tim Cook, just dropped a whole big old drop of Apple hardware on us. And within that mix is what I think is the best starter Mac that Apple has ever released. Period. The MacBook Air was revamped last year and Apple made all the right moves on that machine. They gave it a Retina display, they added Touch ID, you have actual function buttons at the top of the keyboard instead of the really gimmicky touch bar. It's super lightweight, it has USB-C, it has great battery life. But when it came out, I was like, dude, what are they thinking? They raised the price on that computer, I think $100 at least. And then they gave it only 128 gigs on the lower standard level MacBook Pro. That is truly embarrassing. In 2020 for a machine that they're charging $1,100 for, 128 gigs. I just wanna go up to TC, I wanna take off my white glove and I just wanna go. But there's no doubt it was a great computer. I actually bought one of them. They're great for basic computing. You could even edit in Logic on that machine. It does a whole lot of stuff for what you're getting. Fast forward to this week. When I saw what they were releasing, I thought to myself, this is the best starter Mac that we've ever gotten, ever. This is the best time that you could be buying your first Mac, and if you want to spend only $1,000, you are getting a truly incredible machine. Let's not forget when the MacBook Air first came out, when Steve Jobs first introduced it, he came out, what a showman. He came out with that manila envelope, he unwrapped it, and he pulls the MacBook Air out of an envelope. People were looking around, they couldn't believe what they were seeing. They had never seen such a sexy, sleek, thin laptop. It fit in an envelope. Steve Jobs, he did it. He wowed him, he got him. But that machine was $3,000. It used an SSD at a time when virtually all the other computers on the market were all using mechanical hard drives. People loved it, but it was an ultra premium, ultra expensive machine. Now the new MacBook Pro, Apple made some big moves. In fact, they made one I didn't think they were going to make. First and foremost, they got rid of the problematic butterfly mechanism keyboard, which has a terrible typing experience in my opinion. Every time I typed on that thing, it was like typing on glass, like your fingertips were just sending signals to your brain. Every time you hit a key, it was like, no, 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 no. My fingertips didn't like that keyboard at all. Not to mention, and I'm sure you all know about this, all the problems we kept hearing about. And I think those problems were actually not as big of a deal as they sounded like they were, because Apple sells a lot of laptops. If 0.05% of them fail, you're gonna have tens of thousands of people complaining online about their keyboard experience. Apple put the brand new scissor switch mechanism keyboard that they just released on the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which I absolutely love, and it is a leap better than the butterfly keyboards. It feels so much better. When I'm on that thing, I'm like, isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? And I just got my head going back and forth. I can't believe what Tim Cook has done. He put a great keyboard in this one. I'm going full on Stevie Wonder on this keyboard. It feels so good. That is in the new MacBook Air. Not only that, huge CPU improvements. We went from a dual core, older Intel processor to Intel's newest CPU. Who's working on these machines? Is Tim Cook back there soldering these chips himself? Apple never adopts fast CPUs this quickly. Well, now you have a 10th gen Intel i7 quad-core processor in the MacBook Air. It's supposedly up to, well, Apple says twice as fast as the last generation. I think that's because it's got double the cores. It is much better at multitasking than the last computer was, but who cares? I mean, it's not a gimmick. You're getting a real significant increase in power in just 1 year since they last updated the MacBook Air. Not only that, you're getting a significantly better GPU. Apple says it's about 80% faster than the last generation GPU. And if I know Apple, they're usually very conservative on their actual metrics on how things work within their computers. So when they say their GPU is 80% faster, I tend to believe that in a lot of applications, that's actually gonna be true. Here's the other huge piece, and Apple has been doing this across all of their products so far. They doubled the base level of storage. So now instead of that paltry, sad, ridiculous 128 gigs of SSD, you get 256 for $1,000. They dropped the price and gave you more storage. Now look, 256, that's nothing that I'm gonna write Alex E. Heath's mother about I'll be talking about other things with her, oh, believe me. But 256 is actually livable. That's enough storage where you might not need to update. And that is one of the things that really drove me crazy about Apple in the last 2 years is they would intentionally give you a really small amount of storage on the base level, like 64 gigabytes for an iPhone, 128 gigabytes for a MacBook Air, because they know if they give you just too little, you're more likely to upgrade, and plus, you'll pay a little bit extra to go from 64 to 256. That's a really big leap, right? So you think to yourself, oh, well, the money's worth it. Look how much more I'm getting. I hate when they intentionally gimp the base level of a computer because they're trying to push you to spend more money. They are no longer doing that. They're giving you an actual livable level of SSD storage space, 256. And if you want 512, now you can get that for $1,300 instead of $1,350. So they dropped the price on the higher storage upgrade as well. There's never been a more powerful computer than this contextually. Contextually, of course, this is the most powerful computer Apple's ever made at a base level because every year they get better. But contextually speaking, within the world of computing, with the prices that Apple generally charges on their computers, there has never been a better time to buy a great internet browsing, light productivity machine like the MacBook Air. It has Touch ID built in. It's got the Retina display. You're getting the full meal deal. All they need to do is put one of those jungle gyms outside so that your kids can play while you're typing. What does that mean? I'm not even sure anymore. I've been talking way too long. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. My name is Erfon Elijah. Gotcha, Hunter. If you want to see more content just like this, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. I'll be back real soon with even better videos. How am I gonna do it? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know how it's possible. But until then, I'll see you guys next time.